Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Sarah and welcome to another book haul. So this is November's book haul and it will probably be my last book haul of 2025. So that's wild to think about, but anything I get in December will obviously be something I talk about in January. So welcome to the last book haul of 2025. So I have right here a total of 13 books that I got in the month of November. Book Outlet was having their $5.99 Black Friday sale, so a ton of their books was listed at $5.99 or on sale for $5.99, and that's the time to order from Book Outlet, if you ask me. I love ordering from Book Outlet. It takes them a little while to get here, but they are in great condition, and I love getting books that way. So I have a handful of books from them, and I have a couple I picked up at the beginning of the month from Barnes & Noble, and I have a couple that my sister sent to me for our sister book of the month choice book trade that we do. So that being said, let's get into these 13 books. So the very first one that I got from Barnes is Ship of Spells. This one is a new romantasy book that I'm so excited to try out. It's elf, pirates, and magic, and I don't even remember what else, but I'm so intrigued to try it out. This one is for my romantasy bingo, and I cannot wait. This book is stunning. It's got the beautiful sprayed edges, and I'm so excited to read it. I was just surprised it wasn't a thicker book, but it's a nice size, and I'm really excited to read this one. This one is by H. Layton Dixon, and like I said, it's elves and pirates. It says, a war-scarred mage, a sentient ship, a secret that could drown empires. When Ensign Blue Mage Honor Wren is rescued from the wreckage of her first naval post, she expects death or disgrace. Instead, she wakes aboard the Touchstone, a mythic vessel whispered of in dockside ballads and royal war rooms alike, with a crew of misfits, a mysterious elven captain, and a mission tied to the Dread Wall, the crumbling barrier that has kept the overland and nether sea from open war for 100 years. But the tragedy that sank her last ship didn't just take their lives, it left something behind. Now Wren carries a secret everyone wants, a magic that's chimeric, arcane, and slowly killing her, but the captain's mission may be her only chance to survive, even if he still doesn't trust her. Caught between privateers, princes, and spies, Wren knows each choice could sink her future or set the sea on fire. So it sounds really good. Look at this. It also has beautiful end papers in here. Oh my goodness. I didn't even notice these, honestly. Oh, guys. And then I didn't see that either. That is stunning. I love it. Okay. Very excited to read this book. And hopefully I love it. I'm so excited about the fact that it is a romantasy that's ship-based and pirate-based, and like, I don't know, it just sounds like it could be something I really enjoy. So very excited for this one. The next two books, there is no surprise here. I have talked about these quite a bit. First one being The Dungeon Anarchist Cookbook by Matt Dinniman. This is book 3 in the Dungeon Crawler Carl series. I did finish this one. I gave it 5 stars. I loved it. And I also have Gate of the Pharaoh Gods by Matt Dinniman, which is book 4. So I will be starting this one, but I haven't read this one yet, but it is on my December TBR. So this is book 3 and 4 in the Dungeon Crawler Carl series. This has become like an end-of-year obsession for me. I've been reading these just about back to back, and I have loved all of it. I think they're so much fun. I keep trying to convince my husband, one of these days, I will convince him to try and read Dungeon Crawler Carl, because I keep telling him, you should try it, you should try it. So I'm going to probably nag at him until he does, to be completely honest with you. But I really enjoy these. I think they're so much fun. The humor in these, the action in these, Princess, Donut, Mongo, all of it. I love it so much. The characters are fantastic. I'm so excited to see where they go from this one into this one. So I'm very excited. I love the progression in these, and they're just such a good time. The next ones that I will talk about are the 2 that my sister sent to me. Technically it's only supposed to be 1, but we kind of get backed up sometimes and don't get things sent out when they're supposed to. Her and I both do it. It's been kind of a running joke throughout the year. So our book for October that she sent to me is The Undead Fox of Deadwood Forest. This is by Aubrey Hartman. I believe that it's middle grade, judging by the size of the text and the book itself. But this is so beautiful. All the mushrooms, the fox, the artwork. I think it's just so, so beautiful. And I don't even think I've read what this one is about yet. It says, all souls get what they deserve in the end of that I am certain. Claire is the undead fox of Deadwood Forest. Here leaves grow in a preternatural state of fall. Not quite dead, but not quite alive, just like Claire, who leads a solitary life, guiding souls to their final resting place. Claire's quiet and predictable days are met with upheaval when a badger soul named Ginger Snipes knocks on his door. Despite Claire's efforts to usher her into the afterlife, Ginger Snipes is unable to leave Deadwood. This is unprecedented, baffling, a disturbing mystery that threatens the delicate balance between the living and the dead. Desperate for help, Claire and Ginger Snipes set out on a treacherous journey to find Hesterfowl, the visionary grouse who recently foretold turmoil in Deadwood. But upon their arrival, Hesterfowl divulges a shocking revelation that leaves Claire devastated, outraged, and determined to do anything to change his fate. This delightfully grim tale is a heartwarming exploration of moving on, perfect for fans of Kate DiCamillo and Tim Burton. Oh my god, I didn't even realize that. Kate DiCamillo was one of my all-time favorite authors when I was growing up. She wrote Because of Winn-Dixie, she wrote The Tale of Despereaux, she wrote The Tiger Rising. I read all of those books and I absolutely loved them. I loved Kate DiCamillo when I was a kid. And Tim Burton. Tim Burton is classic. My husband doesn't care for Tim Burton. He doesn't like his movies, but I've always loved his movies. There's just something that's kind of goofy and humorous and dark, and Sweeney Todd is seriously one of my favorite movies. Still, I haven't watched it in forever, but I love Sweeney Todd with Helena Bonham Carter and Johnny Depp and Tim Burton. That's like the power trio for dark comedic movies, and I love that show. So I love Tim Burton, and so I'm very, very excited to read this. I think it's going to be a really good time. There is artwork in this as well, which I just saw. It is beautiful. So I'm really, really excited to pick this up. Last year, my sister sent me The Haunting of Aveline Jones for a Halloween read that's middle grade. And I don't read a whole lot of middle grade, but I absolutely loved Aveline Jones so much. And I've been wanting to continue on in that series. So I'm really excited to pick this one up. My sister seems to kind of hone in on those middle grade books that are really worth reading. So I'm really excited to pick this one up. The other one that she sent me, you've already heard me talk about if you've seen my December TBR, but that is The Holiday Cottage. This is by Sarah Morgan. It says, to the outside world, Imogen is a marketing dynamo. Her colleagues don't know that while her high-achieving professional image is real, the happy childhood stories she spins are as fake as her pretend enthusiasm for Christmas. Working 24/7 has always been her solution to surviving the festive season, until burnout leads to a catastrophic blunder. Suddenly, Imogen is handed a holiday gift she definitely doesn't want, and forced time off to recuperate. Then an invitation arrives from her favorite client, Dorothy, to stay at her guest cottage in the Cotswolds. From the thatched roof to the cozy open fireplace, Holly Cottage is a picture-perfect haven. Can it provide the fresh start Imogen so desperately needs? For Dorothy, helping Imogen offers a longed-for chance to make reparations for her own past, but as her daughter Sarah keeps reminding her, it brings risks too. Yet Dorothy knows that only a leap of courage will allow her family to grow and heal, and perhaps this Christmas, with Dorothy's help, the new life that Imogen is slowly piecing together could be better than anything either of them could imagine. So it sounds really, really good. It sounds a little bit like The Holiday with Cameron Diaz and Kate Winslet, just a little bit, and I want those vibes. Those are the vibes that I want in December. It's just like the cozy, feel good Christmassy stuff, and right now my house finally looks like Christmas. We got snow, and so I'm starting to kind of get in the holiday spirit, and so I'm really excited to pick this one up again, hopefully very, very soon, since it's on my December TBR. Now let's switch over to my book outlet purchase. So these books are a mix of books basically that I've had my eye on for quite some time, but they haven't been top priority for me to buy. But with Book Outlet having their $5.99 sale, it was a perfect opportunity to get my hands on them. They are ones that I have been really wanting to try for a long time, and I'm really, really excited to get to all of these. So I'm probably not going to read synopses for all of them, but we'll see if I actually listen to myself or not. So the first one I have is Carnival of Curiosities. This is by Amy Gibbs. This is a fantasy set in a circus, and I believe it's yeah, it says Victorian London, so it is like an old-timey type of thing. I am so curious about this. Fantasy and carnivals, like I read Caraval years ago, I read The Night Circus years ago, and I absolutely loved those. So there's just something about carnivals and circuses. I read Cirque du Freak years ago too, and I loved Cirque du Freak. And it's just all that stuff really appeals to me. So I'm really curious to try this one out, see how it goes. Hopefully I love this. I've had my eye on this book since it very first came out, and I seen it for sale in an indie bookstore, and I decided to wait on it because I didn't know anything about it. And here we are. I finally got my hands on it years later. The next one I have is The River Has Roots. I heard, this is by Amal El-Mohtar. I heard somebody talking about this one, and I can't remember who it was right now, but I heard somebody else talking about this one on YouTube, and they said it was a really fantastic sister story, and ever since then I've been wanting to try it. However, I have a really hard time with spending $30 on a book that's this size. This book is only 129 pages, so this book is tiny, and so I have a really hard time spending like $35 on this size of a book without really knowing a whole lot about it, especially. So I am really excited to try this one. I know it was on the Goodreads Choice Awards. It was one of them I was planning on reading this month. Hopefully I'll be able to get to it. I read the first like page or two in this, and it seems like it's very technical, I guess, very whimsical. I don't know. I feel like I'm not smart enough for this book, at least from the first page. But there's a lot of artwork in here. I know it'll read really quickly, so I do want to give it a shot. Hopefully I will really enjoy it, and it'll be one that I can send to my sister and that she would enjoy as well. That's the goal with this book. The next one I have is from one of the authors that I've loved and I've been kind of bummed out by. So this author, I read Dead Silence. It was 5 stars. Absolutely loved it. Was one of, I believe, my top books of last year. And then I read, what's her next one? And then I read Ghost Station, and Ghost Station I thought was good, but I was really disappointed by it. But now I have Cold Eternity by S.A. Barnes, and I'm so excited to read this. I've heard this one is better than Ghost Station, so I'm excited for that. It is shorter than Ghost Station, which I think it can really lend itself well, especially to space horror. Once you start getting too wordy with horror, it kind of takes away from it. And so I'm really, really hoping that I love this one anywhere near as much as I love Dead Silence. So I don't know anything about what this one is about, but just that it's set in space, and I'm so excited to read it and try another book from this author. The next one that I have is probably going to be one that's going to come up in January because I do want to do BookTubers Favorites videos, and that one is Julie Chan is Dead. This is by Lian Zhang. I have heard nothing but good things about this book this year, and everybody that I've heard talked about it has loved it. So I want to try it out. I said the same thing with Yellowface when that one came out, and I still haven't read it yet. But I do want to try this one. I think it's going to be really, really good. I think it's really going to be really interesting. I don't even remember what it's about, but I think that I'm going to enjoy it, judging by how much everybody else loves it. So I bought it. The next one that I have is one that I've wanted to try that reminds me of How to Become the Dark Lord and Die Trying by Django Wexler. It is also from Orbit Publishing, but that is Long Live Evil by Sarah Reese Brennan. I need to get this sticker off of here. I haven't done that yet, but this is from Book Outlet, not Target. So this one is a tale for anyone who's ever fallen for the villain. As her whole life collapses, Ray still has books. Dying, she sees a second chance at living, a magical bargain that lets her enter the world of her favorite fantasy series. She wakes in a castle on the edge of the Hellish Chasm, home to the once and forever Emperor, her favorite fictional character. He's impossibly alluring, as only fiction can be. However, in this fantasy world, she discovers that she's not the heroine, but the villainess on the Emperor's tale. Time to assemble a rogue gallery of villains and hatch an evil plot. So it sounds like it's going to be a whole lot of fun. I'm really excited to try it out. Usually Orbit does me pretty well. And so yeah, I'm really excited for this one as well. This one, I actually looked at Barnes & Noble, and then it just so happened that I decided to wait on it and then saw it on Book Outlet, so I got it. And that is Exquisite Ruin. This is by Adrienne May, and this is like a maze and they're trying to get through the maze, and there's a romance. I don't even know, but it sounded really good when I originally read the synopsis. And so with seeing it for sale on Book Outlet, I figured this would be the perfect opportunity to try it out, see if I like it. I'm still pretty new to romantasy and still figuring out what I do and don't like. This one is fairly short, so I don't think it's going to be super slow burn, but I don't know. I'm really curious about it, and hopefully I like it. And if not, then I guess I will be leaving it at a little free library for somebody else to hopefully enjoy. That's what I do with all of my books. If I can't sell them on Pango and I get tired of having them sitting in my entryway, then I take them to little free libraries for somebody else to enjoy. So hopefully I love it, but if not, then at least I didn't pay $20 for it. I paid $6 for it. The next one is one that I'm super excited for. I wanted to read this one when it came out because it's always caught my eye, but that is Dead 11 by Jimmy Giuliano. This one is a horror that I don't even know what it's about, but this cover has had me interested since it very first came out, and I don't even know anything about it. I don't, but when you put a VHS on the cover of a book, it immediately grabs my attention. I wanted to read My Best Friend's Exorcism by Grady Hendrix for the longest time because of the fact that it looked like an old VHS tape, until I tried more of Grady Hendrix's books and I decided that maybe his books aren't so much for me. So I'm really excited to try this one out. I have this one and I have Home is Where the Bodies Are. Both of those have VHS tapes on the cover, and I'm really, really interested in reading both of them. I started Home is Where the Bodies Are a few months ago and tried listening to it like on the audio, and I didn't get very far. I liked what I read of it, but I just didn't get very far with it. So really, really excited to try this one out. It just has the perfect vibes to it. The cover has like the old castle and the VHS tape, and it just, I hope I love it. I hope I love it because I love the cover, and I've wanted to read it for a long time. And last but not least, the very last book that I got off of Book Outlet, it is the perfect way for me to continue buying my Douglas Preston and Lincoln Child books. Now in this house, we have almost every single book that Douglas Preston and Lincoln Child have written together. We have the Gideon Crew series. Every single book in that series. We have the Pendergast series, which is 20 plus books. We have every single book in that series. We have the spin-off series, the Nora Kelly series. We have all of the books in that series. So when I see them come up on Book Outlet, it's the perfect opportunity to get them because they're not ones that we rush to read, but my husband and I both have read all of the Pendergast series, all of the Nora Kelly series, and we really enjoy them. So I got Badlands. This is the newest Nora Kelly book. This is book 5. So the Pendergast and the Nora Kelly books are like investigation, murder, mystery with a hint of sci-fi and a hint of horror. They're kind of a blend of genres. These are a continuing series, however, you can read them in any order. You don't have to read them in order, and I love these. So the Nora Kelly books specifically, Nora Kelly is an archaeologist, and she teams up with Corey Swanson, who is a newer to the job FBI agent, and they team up together because Nora Kelly always seems to find things on these archaeological digs that are a little bit iffy, a little bit questionable. So she calls in Corey Swanson for help, or vice versa, in these cases that they need to deal with, and they work together quite regularly. So all of these books are following Nora Kelly and Corey Swanson. So it's, they're really, really interesting. I love the archaeological aspects to it. I love the mystery aspects of it. I love it that they have a little bit of horror, a little bit of sci-fi. They're just a good time. They read really quickly. They're not very long. And I've loved these books for years. I will continue to buy their books, and I have a good time with them. So this is the last one that I got in the month of November. So, woo, we're having an avalanche here. So this is part of the stack of the books that I got in November. Have you read any of these? Have you enjoyed them? Have you not enjoyed them? Are there ones that you think that I should prioritize? I would love to hear your thoughts down in the comments below. Thank you so much for being here, hanging out with me for a little bit, and I will see you later on this week with another video. Bye.